You know, imagine going on its neck and just like riding somewhere. Just like literally flying somewhere on your own private jet, but not the Taylor Swift version where you like use up as much energy as like a small city in like 1 hour, as a small city does in 1 year, with your private jets that you fly for like 10 minutes because you're I guess too good to use a car. But this would actually be economically friendly as like, you know what I mean? This would actually be environmentally friendly, not economically. I love T Swizzle's voice. Many people do. I actually also like her voice, and some of the songs I heard were bangers, but there are also many things about her that I don't like. Including, you know, again, taking her private jet for literally everything. Literally taking her private jet to fly from one end of the plane to the other end of the plane while she's inside of the plane. You know, taking her private jet to fly like from her bedroom to her bathroom or something to like brush her teeth. You know, that's a little much. Also, I'm not gonna lie, Taylor Swift's fan base can also get a little much, I would say, with like how they hype up like literally every single thing she does. You know, it's like, do you have to elevate her to quite literal godhood at this point just because she did one thing at some point? You know, it's like, chill. But that's the case with like most fandoms, right, where people get like really invested, also like K-pop people as well. A lot of fandoms are very obsessive, yeah, and I never understood how you can get like this obsessive over something. Like, of course I am I am a fan of many different things. Of course, most notably things like Silent Hill. And I know many things about the franchises, as hopefully evidenced by my YouTube channel, which doesn't have a lot of content, but you know, whatever it does have is always about like obscure things, so you know I know a lot about the franchises. And there are also movies that made me cry, and shows as well, but I don't know. I'm not part of the fandom, I'm just here for the songs and performances, and that's fair. I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift is so rich that she has absolutely no idea what normal people do every day. I don't know anything about her history. Like, there are people who are insanely rich nowadays. People like Eminem, for example, or like many rappers actually, who came from nothing and built everything up, or were discovered, but like they know how it is to have nothing. I don't know anything about Taylor's history, so I'm not even gonna try and speak on that. I used to be a huge K-pop fan, I still listen to a lot of it, but nah, I'm not active in the fandom anymore. K-pop fans are a different beast. Like, how obsessive they get over everything. Like, I have a friend who's, like, one of my best friends is a huge K-pop fan. She sometimes tells me about how crazy K-pop fans can get, and she tells me stories of things that happened in the fandom, and it's just a whole nother level. Where people would, like, borderline hate crime their idols if they did, like, one wrong move, it feels like, almost. That is crazy. I think every fandom has that insane group, to be fair. I do genuinely believe that K-pop especially is a whole nother level. Like, you know, every fandom may have that group, but how big or small is it really? With K-pop it feels like it's every fan. Because that's just how crazy they are. Because they always try to outdo each other as well. So it just keeps getting crazier. So many nice people in K-pop too, but the insane fans rise above it all. But that's always the thing, though. That, like, the insane people are usually, like, the loudest, and the ones that the whole thing gets associated with by default. And it can actually be really, or it usually is, really harmful to movements, or to things. To movements, to celebrities, to everything, really. Like, if anything, those, like, really obsessive fans are the worst fans, because they are literally not pushing it forward in any way. But those tend to be the ones who put in the most money, so... But is it worth destroying your reputation for that? I don't know. But then again, K-pop has many, many more problems as well, right? K-pop as a whole, as an industry, is completely messed up. Don't even get me started on that. I really have no respect for K-pop for that reason alone. It is actually horrible. Korean R&B got me through a lot of sleepless nights, and that's fair. Like, if you like the music, that is totally understandable. Like, the music is good. I hate when fans overstep boundaries with celebrities. Yeah, me too. I always get defensive when people hate on K-pop because it's just a huge part of my life. I get that. And again, the music is good. Like, I cannot hate on the music or anything really. But as an industry, it is horrible. It treats the artists horribly. Well, yeah, basically the way the artists get treated is horrendous. Like, the moment you start looking into that, which I sadly did, or maybe luckily did, I lost all respect for the K-pop industry as a whole. Period. I personally, I cannot defend supporting it in any way. The industry, that is. But of course, if you like the music, you know, I cannot, like, you know, say anything, because the music is well made. It may not be my music, but it is still good music. I saw a clip of an idol saying there's way less people wanting to become trainees nowadays because of how bad the industry is. Yeah. It's like the entire world knows you, but then like after a few years you just get spit out? You just get fired? Because you have to join the army? Or because some dumb controversy happened, like you have a partner, and that gets out into the light, and suddenly people know that you actually have a partner, and oh my god, that's the worst thing ever, let's hate crime that person. Or bully them until they literally try to commit suicide. And they are never spoken of again. They just disappear from the group, and it's barely even mentioned. They are worked so much that they sometimes literally not fall asleep, but like literally pass out on the stage where they're supposed to perform, because they're that overworked. Their entire life is public. They have no life anymore, basically. They are working like 24/7, don't get enough sleep. The industry is horrendous. I am not surprised that people stopped wanting to become that. And then also I heard that they don't even get any of the money, or not a lot of the money. So like the whole world knows them, they play in front of thousands of people all over the world, and don't even get much of the money. A year or two ago, a group debuted, and someone made up a bullying scandal about one of the members, so she was kicked out 2 weeks after debuting. Yeah, it's like, they are so focused on their social status that they kind of forget that they are still humans. These are humans, not robots, who are perfect 24/7, but they have to be. They're forced to. For the, 5 or so years that they can, and then they're in the army, and by the time they're in, because it's mandatory, and by the time they're back, they're too old, so I guess at like 30 or so, they're back, and they have to look for a regular job, I guess. Even though they were literal world stars, and should actually, you know, by all logic, have enough money to survive the rest of their lives. They only start making money after they get their first win too, basically their first award. For some groups it takes years, yeah. It's horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous. I cannot morally defend supporting K-pop myself. If you do, your choice, whatever you like. I cannot. People being treated as corporate property is disgusting. It is. And not just treated as that, but also not just treated as corporate property, but also as like robots who have to be active and happy and whatever 24/7 basically. That is horrible.